Good morning, everybody. Hang on, how's that look? I think that will work. Hope you had a wonderful, productive holiday weekend. And since we can't go to the gym, thank you for joining me today. We're going to do level 1 strength. So today we're going to do 10 or 11 exercises. First, 6 are standing, and then after that it's all seated. And pretty strong workout here in the beginning. Starts off pretty good. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see everybody. So the first thing we got to do is get some dumbbells. Go ahead and grab yourself some maybe a light set and a heavy set. And I'm actually going to put a third one in there just since I have it. I'm going to tilt that up to my face a little bit more. I have a tendency to walk forward. How's that light too? Hold on, sorry. Maybe that'll work a little better. Okay, so grabbing my weights. Oh. All right. And at home, if you don't have dumbbells, then you can use soup cans. You can use water bottles. Water bottles are kind of nice because you've got a lot of different options depending on the size. And that should do it. So that's all we'll need. And then of course, maybe a little bit later when we sit down, let's go ahead and start off with a twist. Later off when we sit down, of course, maybe having a couple towels to roll up to put behind your back, or some sort of bouncy ball. Oh, let those arms hang. Hitting you in the body. I do like this warm up. Oh, good. I like to try to feel this in the low back, the QL, quadratus laborum. That's a muscle that does a lot of work, picks up a lot of the slack when we don't use our glutes properly, which is most of us. Let's reach around back. Adding that little bit of coordination, touching the opposite heel. Good. Let's do some high knees. Adding our rotation in the torso. Try to twist the torso using the obliques, the serratus muscles, and trying to bring that knee straight up. Good. All right, let's do some arm circles. Locking the arm straight by squeezing the triceps, the back of the arm, or the wings, as some people like to say. I think Shirley is going to join us in a little bit. Hey, you need to get a chair too if you come, okay? All right. And back the other way here. Good. And let's do our chest stretch. This is a ballistic stretch, so we're keeping the shoulders down and trying to squeeze the elbows together. Most want to feel that in the chest, not so much the shoulder. Maybe a little bit in the shoulders, but nothing. The rule they say is nothing should be a sharp pain. Dull pain is what we're looking for. I like to say dull discomfort. I don't like to use the P word. So, unfortunately, no music today, but I am going to turn on my fan here. A couple more warm-ups. We got to get some squats in. So remember with squats, we want the feet straight like train tracks. And I want to pinch my shoulder blades together, pushing the hips back like I'm pushing a big box behind me. Heels stay flat on the ground. Want to keep my torso, usually people need to really think about keeping it upright, pinching the shoulder blades together. Ideally it should be parallel to your shins. After this we've got one more warm up. I want to start adding that square jump, I call it. It's a little itty bitty little hop, and if you don't do hopping, you can always do a modification. I'll show you in just a sec. Check, make sure your knees aren't coming in front of the end of the toes. If not, you're not pushing the butt back far enough. And good. Okay. So for that square jump, first of all, let me show you the modification. If you don't like to jump, you can just do back and forth here like this. All right. If you want to do the box jump, we're just jumping in a square. It doesn't matter how big your square is. Just try to get the same points each time. We'll do that 10 times. Like I said, if you're a little bit hesitant on this one, make nice little hops. That's just fine. We just want to hop, and we want to be real precise. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Only have to go one direction because we get both here. 8, 9, and 10. One more. There we go. All right. Well, that certainly got me warmed up. Let's see. All right. Okay, so kind of a funny starting place today. We usually start with a squat, but I wanted to do one before it first. Then we'll feel the squat even more. So just doing 2 exercises for the glute here. Using my bench. If at home you don't have a bench, a chair is just fine, a dining room chair, hopefully one with a little bit of cushion for your knee. If not, you can find something to cushion it. And we're going to be putting our hands down on the bench or the chair, but I'm standing on my feet. There are no knees on the bench ever here. But we're doing 2 that we haven't put together before. We're going to start off with, let's start off with a donkey kick. 1, and back. So what am I looking for here? I want to make sure I can straighten out my leg. If I can't, and I have to have that bend in the knee, that means that you're using your hamstring, which is a no-no. You want to be using the glute. Maybe if you put your hand on the glute there, if it's not a falling hazard there, you can feel that glute contract. Might look a little silly, but I know you're at home anyway, so nobody's going to see you. All right, one more. Good. Now let's go right to those fire hydrants. Again, going after the glutes. Maybe a little bit more glute medius here, a little bit more glute maximus with the other one, but they're both having to work in different ways, and so we're going to feel them working together. 11, and 12. Ouch. Oh boy. All right, my stationary leg there is already all nice and warmed up. So this should be all kinds of fun here. Make sure that I even want to put my own knee on there. Make sure, can you see that? It's not too low. It's a little low, but I think that's okay. All right, so standing on one leg, bending the other knee, no knees on the chair. So starting off with that donkey kick, kicking back. Also, I want to keep my hips square here, facing down. I don't want to turn onto my side. Again, so I have a nice steady bench here, I'm going to feel the glutes working again. And good. Let's go right to the fire hydrant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to keep the back nice and flat. 8, 10. So hopefully you have the radio on so you don't hear my construction in the background. If you do, my apologies. That's all right. don't want to hear me anyway. Okay. Next up. All right, my goodness. Talk over this construction here. How you doing, Sandy? Hi, Vicky. All right, so next one is a wall sit. I don't know why I put this in there, but we'll count out loud. I'm gonna go sit over on my wall there. We'll do 30 seconds. Actually, I know this might be a little bit light for you, Vicky, because you're used to doing it in circuit, but I'm not. So let's start with 30. We're gonna do it 3 times, and let's get started. Going over here to my wall, moving this stuff out of the way. Good. So let's get ready. Find a nice wall there, trying to get the quads as horizontal as we can. 5, 6, 7, 8. We can put the arms up if you like. 10, but don't put them on your thighs. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Gosh, sorry about that, guys. There's not anything I can do. Next, we've got a bend over row. Remember, for this one, we want to bend in the knees, flat back, shoulders back, and I want to be pulling back, keeping about a 45-degree angle between the arm and the body. All right, so grabbing some, depends on you here, whether you want the heavy or the light weights. Bending forward, bending those knees, and make sure my knees aren't coming in. I want those knees out. To you, it looks wide. It's really neutral. Pushing the chest forward, and 1, 2. Good. Push the chest each time. 4, 5. We need to get that pad too. Well, actually, we won't.
Hi, everyone.
All right, Shirley's back. 9, 10, 11. It's a little bit darker. Oh, we need to turn those lights on. 13, 14, and 15. Very nice. All right, back to the top. Putting my weights down. We're doing a donkey kick followed by a fire hydrant. So, I'm gonna get a little bit closer.
Oh no, this is plenty.
All right, so nice flat back there, bending the knee and kicking back, making sure I can straighten that leg. There, making sure that muscle is contracting. 8, 9, 10, 11, and squeeze. Good. Let's go right to the fire hydrant. Both hands back down for me. And 1, 2, just moving the leg out laterally, no rotating. 4, 5, really feel that stationary leg. 7, 10, 11, and ouch. All right, good. Other side. Uh-oh. We can switch places.
Okay.
Actually, you can just switch sides. I'm going to switch over here. I like to do that. Sorry, I guess that doesn't work. Okay, I'll stay on my side now that Shirley's here. Sorry. I have a problem with that whether you're here or not, so it doesn't matter. Trust me. All right, so kicking back, donkey kick, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Squeeze that glute. I'm catching my own leg, not straightening out. 6. Gotta focus. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. All right, let's go right to the fire hydrant. 1. Good. Keeping my back flat. I caught myself rounding out a little bit there. 4, 5, that, we've got a wall set. And I think you can even do it right there. You can move that picture on top if you need to.
Yeah, go ahead and finish.
I am, that was both sides.
Oh.
So, you can do a wall sit there if you like. All right, we're going to do 30 seconds. You don't have to be on screen if you don't want.
I just have to. Just go ahead, start.
Okay,
Start. People are
so get that horizontal leg and 1, 2, 3. We can put the arms up, right angles. 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure the knees aren't caving in. 12, 13. Back's flat on the wall. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right, 2 down. Yeah, next time we'll have to do more. I just got to catch up with you guys on that one. Okay, so second bent over row here. All right. Here, Shirley, use the 10 if you need them. I need the 12. All right, so nice bend in the knee. Knees are maybe look like they're a little bit apart. Flat back, shoulders back. Looking about 5 feet in front of me on the ground. Pulling the elbows back and pushing the chest forward. Breathing out. 8, 9. That's one reason that counting is good, is that you usually count at the right time. 14 and 15. All right, good. We can stand back up. Put our weights down. We've got one more go round of those 4, actually, not 3. So, we're ready? I'm amazed at that stationary leg. Is yours hurting like the dickens of glute there?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, all right. So, bending the knee, flat back, square hips, kicking back, feel the glute contract, either with your finger or just your brain. 7, 8, making sure that leg is still straightening out. 11 and 12. Good. All right, right into the fire hydrants. 1, 2, 3. Try to keep those hips still and flat. 5. We're going to turn a little bit, but try not to let them. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. All right, let's get the other side. Bending the knee, starting with the kick, and 1. Good. I do dorsiflexion there. That's holding your toe close to your face and, kind of digging the heel in. 5. I do the toe on bird dogs. I like doing the heel on this one. That way we get them both. 10. Keep the back flat. 11. And legs straight. Good. Right into those fire hydrants. This, by the way, is my favorite name for an exercise. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keeping the core tight, everything engaged. And that way we keep that glute working. It should be burning that stationary leg in particular. I don't know why that burns more than the other, but it does. Okay, good. So we've got to do that wall sit. Holy moly.
I'll be back.
All right. Good. Shirley's helping our son with his homework or his schoolwork now that we homeschool. Funny how things change quick. All right, get to that position, horizontal leg, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms up if you like. 7, 8, 9, flat back on the wall, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, cheater, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, oh, 26, where did I get that? 27, 28, 29, and 30, all right. Ah, that subconscious is amazing. So, good, we've got our final bent over row. Remember keeping the feet flat on the ground, butt goes back, shoulders stay back, bend the knees stay out a little bit. Pushing the chest forward and pulling the elbows back with that 45-degree angle. Weight only moves about a foot, so don't try to pull it too far. 6, 7, 8. If that was a barbell I was holding, I'd pull it right to my belly button. 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, circuit 1 is done. Let's go get some water real quick if you need it. Hey, Terry. Good to see everybody.
Everybody, if you can see Bandit, say hi. He understands human, but he cannot speak human.
I see. Aren't you supposed to be in school? I'm just playing.
I just need to do one more thing and then I'm finished.
You're finished?
No,
You just
one
started.
more thing.
No.
Yes.
All right. Uh-oh. This is the killer here. We had that pretty good leg round there.
What is it?
And now we've got iron crosses.
Oh,
Ah,
no.
They're boogers. And then we've got a reverse biceps curl. That's kind of our rest exercise a little bit. And then a knee raise with a single arm shoulder press. So kind of a standing ab exercise. I'll show you as we do it. But in addition to getting the abs, we have to work the shoulders twice to get the abs working while we're standing like that. So it comes at a little cost, but that's a good thing. So grab your light weights, really light weights. Maybe say at home, I don't know, maybe you have a pair of 6s or 8s and that's just too much. Go get those soup cans. This is a good time for them. I'm going to do the 6s myself, but I'll start with the 6s. We'll see.
Oh, wait, what are we doing? Okay.
Iron crosses. We don't need those benches here, do we? I want to get that out of the way. Yep. Get this out of the way for a sec.
Bandit.
Come back to those.
Get it to it.
Okay, so for the iron cross, I've got my arms out straight. These light weights in my arms, thumbs are up. There you go. And I want to bring the weights forward as I sit back. Yeah, that's a booger. 2, keeping the chest up tall and kind of using those weights as a counterbalance. If I keep everything tight from my forearms to my shoulders, it kind of will counterbalance me and I don't have to work so hard on the squat. So I think we're working hard enough here. Good. In on the way down and out on the way out. Breathing.
How many more?
That's 9. 10. Let's do 2 more. 11. And 12. Good. Okay, we'll do reverse biceps curl. You can have these if you want. For the reverse biceps curl, we're usually a little bit less than we are on regular biceps curl. And remember, the important thing here is to keep that wrist straight. I want to be able to lie a ruler right there on top of my wrist. So I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do that. And also watch it at the top. Sometimes people will have perfect form here, and they get to the top and they do that. See it all the time. So watch out for that. You want to keep the wrist straight completely. It's not a bad idea to dig the elbows into the sides a little bit, and chest is up. And as long as those elbows stay put, you can come up high, but if your elbows are kind of flipping forward like that, just don't go up as high with the dumbbells. Trying to reach all the way down.
90-degree angle? Or no?
No, this one you can keep it kind of dug into your sides if you can, or if you can't, that's fine too, just straight down. Most importantly, just make sure the elbow doesn't move back and forth like this. That's what I want to avoid. See how my elbow is kind of swinging forward there? That's what's really going to cheat your gains there. Don't want to cheat your gains, man. 2 more. 1 and 2. Very good. Okay, what do we got next? Oh yeah, that shoulder press. So we're just doing one arm. So you might do, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. How bad you want your shoulders to hurt. It's not going to make a huge difference for your abs at least, but you know where it will make a difference is when I crunch that leg up and I'm keeping my chest up. That's where that extra weight is going to come in and really be useful there. I mean, I guess your shoulders too, but most people aren't. Oh wait, we're not squatting. Sorry, no squatting. So we're going to start with the arm up, and then I'm going to bring that opposite knee up and back. Good. Trying to stabilize here. I think I overthought that one. 5, 6.
Are you twisting or no twisting?
No, I'd say on this one, no twisting. Keep
Just try to
that,
keep
keep
the
that
back
hip
straight.
back. Yep.
But your shoulder comes forward.
It shouldn't. You want to keep them back.
Okay.
One more. That looks pretty good. No, that's fine. Your elbow is coming forward, but not your, well, try to keep the shoulders back. Good. Let's switch sides. You know, if you do the hand on the hip, that helps. Yep, that helps keep the shoulder back, starting up tall. And opposite leg.
Oh,
1.
so you're not really touching.
No. I'm aiming for it, but no. I'm not worrying about it touching. More importantly, I want to keep the chest up and keep this nice, tall core. Two more. And good. Okay, that's the first set of that circuit. Yeah, the more they study that, the more any sort of fetal position, certainly the upper body, but even the lower body a lot of the time can be, lower body kind of depends, but upper body definitely can be bad. Okay, iron crosses, I need those. Oh, I should do these, huh? I'm wimping out. Wimping out, that's what happens when I can't see the audience. Making fun of the weights that I use. Just kidding. All right, straight arms. And sit back. Good. Don't hold the breath. In and out. Really trying to keep those shoulders back. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. All right. Ooh, those never get easy.
Alright, we're doing the...
I catch my breath. I'm going to try the 10 here. That was a little bit. Get a light, not much. Watch my computer, please. Thank you, sir. Shoulders back. Good. Lock those elbows down. That's why I kind of like them in the sides. It gives you a little target there to keep them. Something to keep them stuck to. Reach down as far as you can. I know the weight's kind of get in the way once you get to your quads. But until then, make sure you touch the quads. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, reach. 3, relax the arm at the bottom. 4, 5. Good. Okay. Grabbing my lighter weight here. Oh, we're going back to that knee raise. You ready? So arms up, belly's tight here, and reaching across. Good. Try to get more comfortable, kind of using that weight as a counterbalance a little bit, keeping the core tight. And most importantly, the chest up, which is also the core. And one more. All right. Ooh. Feel that one. Almost done though. Other side. And 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. 4 more. 9, 10. Feel the abs working. I know your hip flexors working, but feel those abs work too. Even though they're straight, they can work while they're straight as well as crunching.
All right, last
Okay.
one.
I thought that was the last one.
No, it isn't.
Are you serious?
The third one.
Ah, man.
I thought you were supposed to be the person who's leading this. Looks like mom's leading it now.
Well, she found my weak spot.
You want to trade?
Yes. Probably should, but you were just exceeding my capabilities.
Now you're acting like you own this.
All right. So, arms out. And what are we doing? 12?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Now, if you start to bend forward, don't squat so low. Four more. Arms are locked. Shoulders are back. 2 more.
Oh, my hips are cracking.
Doesn't hurt, does it?
No.
Oh, really? If it did hurt, you would have watched that. Hold on, let me catch my breath.
Okay.
All right. So, bicep curls coming up. Remember that flat wrist. Got to break out the rollers and duct tape them to our forearms. Shoulders back and go for it. All the way down, relax the arm. Now that's different. Usually want to keep that time under tension, but this is an exception. Once you know the rules, you know when to break them. 11, let's go to 15. 12, reach, straighten out the arm. 13, 14, and 15. Oh, good. All right. Last one of these. 6 for you. All right, and then we will take a seat. It's getting that time. Dang, this time's flying by today. Start with our arm up. Got a lot of double-sided exercises. That's good. And 1, 2. Lock that arm out. I had a client this morning on the video phone, which has been a lot of fun, by the way. And it works better than I thought it would. So anybody who has any specific stuff that they're looking to get taken care of or work on, what's that, 10?
Sure.
Let's say that's 10. 11 and 12. Oh, what my point is we realized that she wasn't locking that arm out at the top. Very important to lock the arm out. It's funny because you never want to lock the arms if you're doing a plank, but if it's weight, you want to, hey, quiet.
Bring it upstairs, please.
All right, good. Arm is up and locked. Opposite knee crosses over, but my chest stays up, keeping the core engaged throughout. Nine, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good. Go get your chair. We'll take a seat. Gonna bring my bench over. Pretend that it's a chair. Okay. Give Shirley a little bit of room here. And what have we today? Oh yeah. We use those to cool down. They're kind of more cool down. So you know what? Let me think. I want to rearrange here for time. Hip figure eights will do that. Okay, so let's do an alternating fly and chest press. I thought this would be fun. So both exercises we do all the time, but we don't alternate them. So all we're going to do is we'll do a chest press. Actually, let's do starting at the top. So we'll do chest press, back up, and chest fly.
How do I do that with the chair?
You put the ball in behind you. The ball or a towel at home. You can roll up a couple towels. You put it in by your low back. Ball's over there. Let's wait for Shirley here. So everybody got that, what we were doing? We'll start over with our count. Starting with the chest press and then going right to the fly, alternating back and forth. And I don't know, we'll do 10 or 12 of those each. So starting with our weights up, chest press first, keeping that 45-degree angle here. Weights stay above the elbows, coming back up. Now out to my fly.
Oh my gosh, it's heavy.
Oh yeah, be reasonable with your weights here, because you're going to be a lot stronger with the chest press than the fly. Good. 3, back up. Notice I never come in past my shoulders, didn't come right into the chest press. Weight never comes in any closer than the shoulder for the chest press or the fly. Back out. 5. How's everybody doing? 7. So pushing up, opening up. 8. Ah, there we go. One more. And 10. Good. All right. Yeah, that did the trick. Yeah, just different. Just trying different things. You know, your muscles catch on to what you're doing, so we got to change it up. Even though they're the same exercises, we're doing them in a different way, and the muscles respond differently. I know I can feel it just because it's different. All right, next let's do some flutter kicks. We can do 2 different ones here. Level 1, you're going to be leaning back in your chair, maybe grabbing the chair if you need to. Level 1, you're just going to be alternating, tapping the toes down. Level 2, you can straighten the legs, doing flutter kicks. Yeah, just do the toe tap. That's a good one if you do it. And you tap them down, yeah, maybe a little bit higher on the knees if you can. Good. So either one of these is going to do the trick. The one thing we don't want here is to feel your low back. You want that ball or that towel pushed into the low back for the support, and you shouldn't feel it. If you do, go to the modification. Let's do a few more of those. And good. Okay, last one. Let's do our biceps. We're getting pretty good abs. And then for our cool down, I'll do our other exercises I want to do as our cool down. All right, I need some weights for my bicep curls. Some big guys. 12 will work, I think, if I concentrate. So got another bicep curl. This is one of my favorites. Leaning back in your chair. Low back again is on the ball. Shoulders are on the back of the chair. And I want to let the arms just hang down beside. If you can put your elbows into the side of the chair, makes for a great anchor spot there. Curling the weight up and make sure that your elbow never leaves that anchor spot. 2. If you can't touch a spot on the chair, maybe don't come up as high with the dumbbells. Maybe you only come up to there. Because usually the cheating is done at the top and your elbows flip out, as I was saying earlier. Reaching down, think of it as a stretch. Chest stays up tall. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Good. I'm going to sit up a little bit closer, actually. Yep, we'll go back to the top. We just got to do that a couple more times, and then we'll start a cool down. But I'm going to get a little bit closer. Yeah, the lighting's kind of funny today. We changed up our room, the ever-changing room. The lighting doesn't seem to be as good today. Okay, so back to the chest press / chest flies. We're gonna start at the top. Let's get that chest press in, 45-degree angle there, and then back out. And as far as the weights themselves, you know what, I should have said this, let's keep them neutral. Just gonna make things easier. And that way we don't have to twist, worry about twisting. 2, back down, up, and out. 3, down. Good. 4 more. 8. Down. 9. And last one. 10. All right, that's not so bad. Oh, that sweat is itching my face. Okay, so we have either flutter kicks or toe taps with the bent knee. Both great exercises. Whichever one you do, make sure your low back is nice and supported with something, and go for it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squeeze the quads to keep the legs straight. Keep them squeezed throughout. 13, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you. All right. Almost there. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Danny. Good to see everybody. All right. So what do we have? One more? No, one more exercise in this one. What was that? Biceps. How could I forget biceps? Okay. This one, like I said, is really funny because it was a modification that we had to do because we just had chairs for class, and it wound up becoming probably my favorite bicep exercise, even surpassing the wall biceps. So really pinch the shoulder blades back on whatever you are. You know, if you're on a chair, have that ball or rolled up towel there. Pinch my shoulder blades together and curl. Relax, let the arms straighten completely. And 2, making sure to keep my elbows anchored into the chair, or at least not flipping forward. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to 15. 14 and 15. All right.
Maybe turn your chair the other way because it's a big crotch view.
All right. Shirley's
side
suggesting that I change my chair. Yeah, it does change the light when I stand up. It's getting on my nerves. I have to figure out some new. Tomorrow at like 10:30, we'll have to come in and test what the light's like. All right.
It's supposed to be raining tomorrow, so the lighting.
Oh, so lighting will be different. I don't think that's better. Let's see. No, I'm just in your way.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, so we've got one more go round of those. Ooh. You ready?
Yeah, right.
All right, let's do it. Leaning back, using that towel or ball if you're on a dining room chair, which I assume you are. We want to start at the top. Remember, we're alternating with the chest press.
Neutral.
Doing neutral, thank you. Then opening up the chest for the fly. Leaving about 2 feet between the weights. I never bring them in past the shoulders. There's 3, reaching, stretching in the chest. 4, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. 5,
My chair is not conducive to this
6. I know, it's a hard chair. That's why I have that pad.
because it's digging in my shoulder blades.
Yeah. And the last 4. And 1, 2, keep the shoulders down. 3, and last one. 4, good. All right, we are done
With that
with that one. Let's do our flutter kicks. Like I said, if you need to do the modified with the knees up, tapping the toes down, that's a good modifier, but whatever you do, make sure you've got some support for the low back. I'm gonna do flutter kicks, straight legs, and go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeeze the quads. 8. Lock the legs. Stiff. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We made it.
No more.
Okay, biceps. I do biceps all day long, so that's not a problem. All right. Like I said, really work this one. If you get it right, it's really good. Start by pinching those shoulder blades together. Trying to kind of almost wrap the arm around the chair. And whatever you do. Or try to anchor that elbow down. Curling up.
It's okay.
Reaching down. Straightening the arm. Say hello, Clay. Or not. 3.
You see Bandit?
No, is he doing
He's on my
exercises?
lap. Oh, baby.
Oh,
I
5.
hit him with the weight by accident.
Uh-oh. 6.
You okay, Bandy?
Before we can't play, make sure he's all right. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, good.
9. He took something. 10. 11. I want to keep my head back if you have a place to put it. 12. Let's do 3 more. 1. Reaching down. 2. And 3. All right, good. We made it through the hard part. Let's do a little bit of cool down here. I want to start with, I don't know what you call these, but it's kind of like you're doing a cat camel where you're concave here, rounding out the shoulders. And I'm making a circle with my chest, and then nice chest is up, shoulders back. And then rounding out the back, bring the chest up. So I'm really working the shoulders here, but more importantly, think about what your hips are doing, how they're rounding out. It's the chest and the shoulders too, but the hips work with it. Good, so really pushing the chest up, rounding out. Let's go back the other way. And chest out, round the shoulders. 3, 4. Good, almost there. 2 more. And good. What was the other one I wanted to do here? Was hip figure eights. Wow, these are silly. These are ones that good to do at home, and these actually work even better on like a physio ball or a Swiss ball. But just trying to make figure eights with your hips. Doesn't really show well on camera. And see, the good thing here is for everybody else is that you get to do it at home. I unfortunately am having myself recorded doing it. Going into Facebook oblivion to come back whenever I run for office. Not that they'd have me. But anyway, kind of funny to think about, but honestly, if you absolutely can't do that, all the more reason you need to do that. And I actually could use a little bit of work there. But good, let's just do some stretching as well. We can start with just the triceps from those chest presses. Pull the shoulder blades back here too. Should be able to look straight ahead of you. Good, on that same side, let's pull the arm across, locking it straight, keeping the shoulders down. Feeling that stretch in the front of the shoulder, the deltoid there. Maybe in the back some too. All right, and finally the wrist on that side, locking the arm out straight. If that's a little bit too much for you, let go of the thumb. Good. Good. Let's do the other side, starting with the tricep. All right, straightening out that arm, bringing it around, keeping the shoulders down, and locking it and pulling. This is a great way to practice locking your arms. It's a handy skill. If you're not good at locking your arm out like that, see that? You really lock it out like that. I mean, it's not going anywhere unless it snaps, which it won't do because they're really strong. You know, but I mean, really, it's not going to go anywhere. It's locked down there. So that can be a useful thing. It can also be a bad thing for doing planks. Finally, doing the hand here, bending it back, locking the arm straight again. Use these times when we actually have a second to breathe to work on stuff like that, you know. That way when you actually need it and you're exercising, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, good. Let's do, we'll do the glute. Yep, let's do one before it real quick. Let's reach across here, grabbing the opposite knee, maybe grabbing the chair behind you, and using it to twist. The torso looking behind you.
You have those video lights you can put up.
Yeah, I do.
That would be good in this area.
I've got one of them. Pat has the rest of them. All right, good. Let's do the other side. Reaching across, grabbing the knee, reaching back if you like, looking
One
behind.
would be good.
Yeah, I think it'd be helpful. You sure can.
You can twist it, make sure it doesn't affect the hair.
Oh, yeah, that's a good trick. Okay, good. Let's do a glute stretch. Crossing the legs, sitting up tall, taking a deep breath in, and pushing down the knee as we breathe out. Good. Relax the hip. Override.
Oh my,
What's that?
butt bone is hurting.
Uh-oh. Oh, and that hard seat. I know that. There's your pad over there. You gotta find something else. That's too hard. All right, let's straighten out that leg also. Doing the hamstring here. I can't really see me. Straightening out this leg. And keeping my chest up tall. I'm trying to keep that leg straight. And if I keep the torso straight and the belly button in, I should be able to direct all that tension to the back of the leg, not the low back. If you're feeling the low back, stop, please. You can lift the toe up to the face. Feeling the calf muscle there, gastrocnemius. Stretch all the way through the hamstring. Good, let's do the other side, crossing the leg over. Taking a deep breath in, and pushing down the knee as we breathe out. Overriding that reflex to tighten up. Just gotta tell your body who's boss. Me. All right, other side. Or not other side, straight leg. Hamstrings here. Chest is up, a little forward lean. Okay. Good, let's get up and do the quads finally. Got to do the calf there too, but that's all right. Let's bend the knee there, pushing the hips forward. Want the knee to come down next to the other one, pointing down to the ground. And standing up tall. After we have that quad stretched a little bit, you want to pull the knee back even farther. Really stretching the front of the hip flexors, the TFL. It's a big problem area, so if that's really hard for you, you found your stretch. Good, let's do the other side. Bending the knee, standing up tall. First pointing down to the ground. And then adding the hip flexor, pushing the hips forward, pulling the knee back. All right, and guess what? You have made it. So I will see everybody back. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about putting up another workout on Tuesday. One is that'll get me to work out tomorrow, for sure. I'm thinking about doing one that has no equipment whatsoever. Just for those people that are at home that don't really have, weights, and that, water bottles really aren't doing it for them. Now, the reason I don't have it on here is that a lot of it's, some of it, not a lot of it, maybe half of it's on the ground. So that's a big part of it there, that it's not really appropriate for this class. But I'll have it up on Facebook soon, and hope you have a wonderful week. I will see everyone on Wednesday. Oh, Terry, and hi, Chris. Good to see everybody. Have a great one.